Hi, welcome back to Small Talk Queens, episode 59. I'm Megan.
I'm Kelly.
Welcome to the fucking Arctic. It is, so I'm going to apologize. Before I apologize. We're not for everyone. If you don't like bad language and the occasional, Jesus Christ or suck my ass, then you need to just turn us off and go away and thank you and don't tell us about it. So anyway, I'm going to apologize because, George, I'm sorry. But look,
you don't have to tell anybody it's real.
It's fucking real.
You don't have to tell anybody.
So I didn't go out and buy it. So before you want to come throw fucking paint on me, let's all simmer down. I don't even know if they have fur shops anymore. So okay.
They have places to store them.
They don't. I looked into it because I had to store. I had to Google how to store this fucker.
Oh, Google.
Because you can't just take. I couldn't find a place anyway. Plus, people burn those places down.
I have my mother-in-law's.
So this was my mother-in-law's, and when she passed, I mean, I never met her. She passed before I met my husband, but so I have it, and I've worn it. This is like the third time or fourth time I've ever worn it because
it keeps you warm.
It is so unbelievably warm, and you can't drive in it because it's like. Look, now I know why animals have fucking fur and we don't.
I was just gonna say, that's why bears have that heavy fur.
Right, like that grizzly bear that you're all like, oh, it's cold outside. That fucking grizzly bear, that bison, whatever. Like they're cozy as fuck outside.
The bison have
this is really
thick fur.
Yeah, and I can't just. It's heavily lined. Like I can't just wear this anywhere because I look ridiculous and I'm afraid someone's gonna attack me. But so I decided to get it out because it's so cold on our porch. And normally, so this porch it was screened in, and then it
But you don't have heat or air.
We put windows in it, right? So there's no insulation, and it's not temperature controlled other than a Dyson cold and hot fan that we use.
It's a 3-season room.
It's a 4-season. We made it into it was a 3-season room. We made it into a 4-season room, and we use the hell out of it. And it's like our favorite spot, like when we have company or parties or whatever, everybody likes to be out here. So did you see the fireplace going?
I did. I saw that.
The faux fire with there's heat coming out the bottom of it. So we've had these heaters on. The bottom one's been on for an hour and a half, and the other one's been on since 7 o'clock, since before 7 this morning, and it went from 40 degrees out here to 50 degrees out here. It is cold. I'm like, I have socks on, cold.
Yeah. No, I have my shoes on. My feet are the only thing that really get cold.
So speaking of cold, right? So I was going through, I don't normally go out in this kind of weather, and because of my back, now that I'm fixed, right? Fixed, I can go out in it. But before, a fall on the ice would have been.
Fixed sounds like you're neutered.
Right? A fall would have been detrimental.
Yeah.
So it's still I'm walking on the ice, my God, I'm going fucking down.
You should get those snow treads that Dad has.
I should. I thought I had
snap
some.
on, they don't snap it. It's like a big rubber band.
I swear to God, somebody gave me some.
Cindy gave them to Dad.
I thought I had some. Look, so I've been going. I'm also on a new mission, to clean out the house, organize, clean out, whatever. So I got out all of our winter shit and was organizing it, stuff for Goodwill. And then, of course, the Goodwill pile went back because I'm passing. I'm like, this is cute. Let me just put this on. I'm like, oh, I like this after all. So I can't, right? I just to get rid of it as soon as I want to get rid of it. Anyway, so I discovered, though, because I usually have a bun, right? I have hair down, but I usually have a bun. And a hat looks ridiculous with the bun. So I remembered that my friend used to knit these hats with a bun hole. So
a bun hole, that doesn't sound good.
Hole. So I got that out. But the hole's a little small, so I'm fighting to get the bun through. So then I thought, what I need are some fucking wraps.
Are you going to demonstrate?
No. So I bought this fucker, though.
Oh! Look at yourself. You look like you should be in Russia. That's actually attractive. Well, that's actually cute.
So yesterday,
you need it's a little babushka or whatever.
So I thought
you need the muff. The muff.
I know. Oh my God, I do. I need it. The word muff, though, just fucking kills me. Anyway, I do.
Isn't it called a muff?
I think so. Yeah, the thing you put your hands through.
A muffle?
Right? No. So I got it, but I was and I wanted it in black, right? But
I think it matches better.
But they didn't have it in black, and probably it's only $9 on Amazon. It's fake as shit. It's soft though. But I thought I looked like I had a gray. When I took a picture of it yesterday, I was like, I look like I have a gray wig on. I look like
no, you don't.
Right?
No.
And so I haven't worn this in forever, and I'm gonna take it off in a minute because it warms you right the fuck up. But when I took it out of storage, I forgot that I have this.
What's it called? A stole?
I think it's called a stole.
It doesn't have the mink head on it, does it? Oh my God, that'll keep you warm. It looks like you're ready for a Russian winter. Go up to Siberia.
If we ever lose power during the winter,
we'll just call you a black bear. What kind of, is this mink?
I don't know.
Or fox? Or, I don't know what
I don't think it's fox unless they die. I don't know. It's very soft. But yeah, so I would not normally go out and buy a fur coat. But since an animal or 6 or however many were used to make this,
Let's not make it worse. Let's not make
right?
it worse.
I figure I'll like what's that, like pay homage to like the fact that they gave their life.
You might as well use it.
I might as well use
why
it,
waste
right?
it? Why waste
and
it?
it's often not cold enough, you
Right.
know, like.
Because we're not in Siberia.
Right, and I run warm because I got my own fucking insulation. So, but okay, hang on now. Yeah, now, hang on. Here, you hold this, hold that. Thanks. Yep. And like that, it's just now I'm warm. Now I'm.
What's the safety? What's
The
that?
safety pin is there to attach it to the bag, I think, or something. I don't know. It came with a safety pin, so I
You
just
could make a
don't take
muff
it
out
off.
of this.
Hang on. So here, let me get this off. I'm not gonna alter it. I gotta get this off.
I have Reba's, but of course my mother-in-law was a size 0,
was
so
tiny.
so it fits over like
How fantastic!
my wrist.
Right? That
Oh my God! I look
right?
like a football.
Isn't it wonderful? My mother-in-law was a large woman, so I got her for.
I think I like it better this
Look
way.
at this. I have to keep it right above here though,
So you can hear?
so I can fucking hear. So last night, Joe and we went to BJ's, and I had.
You went like that to
No,
BJ's?
I did
Okay,
not go to
good.
fucking BJ's.
Good.
Watch. In a Christ, in a fur. So, but I got some of these that are like knitted, but with like insulation on the inside. They're super cute. I got a 4-pack, $9.99 on like fucking.
I like that one
You
better
can't
than
beat
the
it.
knitted one. The knitted one almost looks like it pulls all your hair. It
Did I
didn't
show
look
it to
good.
you?
Yeah, you sent me a picture.
Oh, fuck, whatever. But so, and Joe had his Eagles
looks like
hat
you
with
have no hair.
with the ear flaps. Well, I had my hair up too.
Oh my God.
So we're in BJ. So he lifted it up. I'd like push my thing up up higher so that we
Were
could fucking
people
hear
looking
each
at you
No,
like,
it was dead.
what is going?
So the time to go to BJ's is
8 o'clock.
is 8:00 at night on a Tuesday.
What
when
time
it's
do they close?
Goddamn cold outside. I think 10. Also, okay, look. I just wanted.
Mom will not be
I
proud
just
of you
wanted-
because
it
you
just
might-
started.
It might be alive, but it is dead.
It just started dropping leaves because
it's all wrinkled.
I know because I forget to water it. I don't forget. It dries out. I need to water it more than once a week because it's the heat's been running constantly in the house, so it dries out lickety split. So, but I wanted to show it's not dead yet completely. I'll probably throw it in the trash tomorrow.
Oh.
And this is the last day for this guy. He's gonna be.
Why? We still got snow on the ground.
Oh, I know, but he's gonna. The tree is still up on the porch. I've not been lighting it this
Are
week.
you going to
but
put your big Valentine
I,
pig out
yes,
here?
I'm gonna put the Valentine pig there. I think because we've not, and I could probably change them because I have 3 giant stuffed
Okay, you
animals.
knock
I could
yourself out
alternate.
doing that.
The hippopotamus is in the attic. We can't.
Do you want a
find it anyway.
hippopotamus for Christmas?
We're on to the second pot today. Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Oh.
this is just my first. What'd you do?
It made it.
Oh,
it made it
steamy.
It's fine. It's keeping it.
Little germs.
It's so goddamn cold out here that I'm even wearing flannel for Christ's sake.
I don't have anything flannel.
I own 2 flannels.
I'm
and
proud
this
of
is like
it.
a really soft. Feel how soft this is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I got a green and black one that I wore at Christmas that I fucking loved, and then I had to get this one. Which when I first got it, I thought it was like more purple, but now that I have it out,
It's like pinkish purple.
it's pink. It's like pink and purple. And then I was cleaning out shit, and I found this
my
Marc
God.
Jacobs lip gloss. I can't even.
It's
And I
like,
sniffed it to make sure it was still good, and it is.
Oh, what does it smell like if it's not?
You've never
good?
smelled a bad lip gloss?
No.
Oh, you'll know. It's rancid. It stinks.
Oh.
Yeah, but this is like peppermint. Smell
You
this.
got it here.
Yeah.
Other side.
Yeah. I
This
got
is
tissues.
nice.
Isn't
This
that
is
nice?
really, really bright pink. I don't know if I could get away with this.
I don't think it's. I don't know.
It matches your outfit.
It matches. I know. So it just. I literally just found it. It was like serendipitous.
Serendipitous, nice word.
I had something else. I was going to say serendipitous, more like divine intervention. So last week, those of you that are on my Facebook, my peeps, you saw. So the
You had
picture,
divine intervention
I
here?
had divine intervention last
Here?
week. I did right here. So I
There was no lightning.
had literally been. I saw something, maybe like Taylor Swift or something. She has great bangs, and I'm always envious
Yeah.
of her bangs. She must have like uber thick hair too. I used to
Well,
have
she
bangs.
does, and her hair's like really curly. It's like almost
I
like
don't-
frizzy curly.
I need to sit down. I need to have a sit down with her to find out how the fuck she keeps them straight.
Wait a minute. You think she's doing it? She has like the traveling makeup artist and hair person
Oh,
with
well,
her.
fuck that. Okay, well that's what I need then, I guess.
I mean,
Look,
I'm just assuming.
I
Taylor.
had bangs until I don't even know for sure because the growing out period, I really wrestled with the growing out
Well,
period.
the '80s bangs were bad,
But
and
I-
nobody knew how to like take care of them. Like you curl them
Curl
under, but you
right.
flatten
But
them, and
I'm afraid to get them. But I literally was in the bath. I just seen something. I went to the bathroom, was looking in the mirror, and I'm like, I'm just gonna cut myself some bangs, like maybe like a little whatever. I'm like, I'll just do it. I mean, I did it for how long? I can do it again. It's fine. Like maybe I should go get them cut. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, that's what barrettes are for. I have headbands.
let a professional.
Like it's fine. I can grow them out. It'll take me a little while, but I can do it again.
Nope.
Then in my Facebook memories, that shit that pops up was a picture that my friend Jenny had posted a year ago. So like, whatever your memories. And it was a picture of us from high school, senior year of high school, and it had the bangs at the party I threw at Mom and Dad's house. That was,
I saw that.
And I was like, look at this band, like, fuck that, I'm not getting fucking bangs. I was like, so I literally, like, it was like divine intervention that, like, that just popped up. The universe, the stars, everything aligned. Jesus
Said,
came.
do
whatever.
not
It said,
get
do not
the
get.
bangs.
This is a reminder, bitch. You don't want the fucking bangs. So
You know who that was?
you don't want the bangs. Tracy.
That was Tracy. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Sure.
Tracy was doing divine intervention
been a
and
half
saying
hour already?
that's a bad look. Please don't do that.
No, but I'm ready for more coffee. So
Thanks.
Hi, Joe.
Sorry. Joe came out to.
To coffee.
I asked him to come out in a half hour to see if I needed a warm up, and it's been 10 minutes, so he popped out. So anyway.
Tracy totally.
Yeah. Tracy was like, look,
Totally.
bitch, you don't want to do that again. You don't want to.
She was very stylish, had nice hair. She was not going to let you do that until she
No.
dyed it really black that one time. Oh, that was like goth.
Look, we all, I mean, shaking the table, shaking
We're having
the
an earthquake.
Oh, napkins, thanks, in case I need them.
Because there's one on the
So-
floor.
So Joe's gonna come back with my coffee
Thank
in just a minute.
God, you did not get bangs. No.
So,
No,
so my friend
no.
Tori, thank you, Tori. So Tori is a hairdresser.
I know.
And Tori, we call them stylist. Sorry, look,
I
don't
call them
know why-
hairdressers.
I don't-
I'm like,
I can't.
I'm
I know,
like
right?
80
I'm
years
like
old when I
grandma,
say that.
right? My
A
hairdresser.
blouse,
I
pants.
don't have a hairdresser.
I have slacks. I
bounce
have a
around.
blouse, and I'm going to the hairdressers.
Trousers. Joe says trousers. I'm like, we need to get you some new trousers. Say hi, Joe.
hello,
Did you want to pop your head in?
YouTube folk.
YouTube folk.
No, I got the day ends in a Y. There's another.
No.
There is that. Thank you for the warm up. So what was I saying?
About
Squirrel. Fuck. Tori, right, Tori.
The bag.
So I had commented on the picture, and I was like, I literally was just thinking, like, I should get bangs. This is a good reminder not to. And then she said, you would look good with a good curtain bang, which I think is like a
yeah,
a
but
big
you still need to
piece.
keep it straightened.
Right,
if
and
your
that's the
hair
problem.
is thinning.
And so-
well, and the other thing, I'm not a hairdresser, so any of you, Tori,
getting
chime
warm.
in. We have the widow's peak. Like Taylor Swift's
What does
hair,
that mean?
The hair starts back high.
Oh yeah, it does. Well, I have
It's
a huge
not a
forehead.
receding hairline. It's really like a widow's peak. And actually, a widow's peak is kind of like an M shape, like Dad's,
Right, it comes down, like
Patrick's,
Eddie Munster.
Mine, yeah, but
The
not
guy
as
on the
severe.
the new guy on the ABC News, I can't watch him. Our local news, he's got a shot. I mean, it's like Eddie Munster.
Who is that?
I don't know. He used to be like out in the field. Now he's like at the desk, and he has I can't with his hair.
Well, anyhow, so we have the high forehead and the widow's peak. So
Clearly,
Taylor
look how big my
Swift,
forehead is.
anybody with real good bangs, you will realize they don't have a high forehead. I'm saying.
So a curtain bang would be like.
You still got to keep them straight, and they
you
will.
still gotta keep 'em
You need to
straight.
keep them long though, so
it
the
had
weight
to be-
pulls out all the
So
curl.
I could just like comb it forward, chop a piece,
no,
and see how it looks.
I'm telling you not to do
So it's
that.
like a layered. Okay.
There are certain
Wait,
things
so-
you don't fuck
so-
with.
but
Eyebrows.
So I said to Tori.
eyebrows and bangs you don't fuck with. There are people that go to school for
I
a
said
reason.
to Tori, I said that maybe when I'm in state college next, she could squeeze me in. Tori's gonna be very last minute, by the way. Probably like, hey, I'm gonna be in town. Can you quickly get me in? I don't know how long bangs take. I don't need the shampoo. I don't need the dry. I don't need any of that. I just need a.
She's
whatever.
gonna have to wet the hair probably
Spray
to cut
bottle.
them.
Yeah. Anyway, so divine intervention. My guardian angel Tracy. All the things.
Said don't fucking do that.
Don't do it. Yes. So
And she's probably up there laughing.
probably. And do you know I learned a new term this week? Tech neck.
Oh yeah, from that.
Right?
I
Well,
probably have tech neck.
So because I was reading about the décollage. What do they call this? The whatever.
This is the décollage.
This okay.
This is your neck.
Okay, well, so since I lost weight, also I have like this I can't. I'm gonna have it removed someday.
Okay, stop.
probably. So, but then like tech neck too, because when you lean like this, you get like the double chin and all, unless you don't have enough there to have a double chin. But yeah, and
I
also
need to
it's
get an
bad for
iPad
your
so I
neck.
can put it up and look.
Well, when
I mean,
was
we have an iPad in the house. It's just not mine. It's John's, and he watches. He uses it.
when
every
some
day.
idiot doctor a couple years ago sent me to a physical therapist again for my back because insurance reasons you have to go through the steps of all the shit before they can escalate, So they sent me again just to make it worse. But there was a lady there she was reading, right? She's fucking reading, and she's got it like out like this. I thought, boy, that looks fucking uncomfortable. And she must have like sensed me looking at her, and she's like, I'm here from looking down to feather.
I mean, if it's
looking
gonna be
down
out
too
here, I
much.
just need to have the print.
So I'm
really
gonna
big.
have like a stand, like a music stand, and like the fucking book and stuff, like. So
There's really no easy way to do it. Like, they have those angled things that you can put on your lap, like if you're watching TV or you want to read. I mean, nobody reads like this.
No.
So even if you're not on a phone or an iPad, reading, anybody that reads a lot,
Well, even in bed, like if
or
you try
even
everything, like,
knitting,
laying in bed,
knitting,
you're like,
crocheting, there's
right.
so much
my
like
cross
down
stitch. I'm looking down.
I thought
Yeah,
you said my crotch. I was like, what?
or my crotch. I have to. Well, speaking of,
Oh my god.
my God, right? So it's winter, so I'm not doing like a bathing suit shave, right? I had PT Joe yesterday because my back's been. There's one little spot on my back where the SI joint is. I think that I don't know if there's something installed there or not from
Installed?
my surgery. But
You mean bolted in?
so it was bothering me at Christmas, and I thought it's just from like inflammation, because it's like from alcohol, inflammation, whatever, sugar, whatever. If I have a little bit of inflammation, it'll bother me, but it's still been bothering me, like enough that it like woke me up a couple times.
Maybe it has to do when you fell.
So right, so I was like, I got to get in to see you. So I totally missed a spot, and I don't even care. Like he said, whatever you think is bad with you, I've seen 1,000 times worse.
That's what I
You're
tell
fine.
myself when I go to the doctors. There's
Right.
always something worse.
Well, I've stopped apologizing, and luckily, I also wore socks. One, because I don't wear socks. Like
Oh,
ever.
you've got it.
But I had to,
your
right,
pedicure.
right? So I had to wear
Listen.
socks. The more you know, right? That should be a part of our segment. The more you, like they have on the TV, the more you know. So I wore socks, which usually has a hold of my foot, which he did yesterday.
Here are
Hang on,
self-help
I'm
tips.
gonna get back to my
Here
feet.
are
But
self-help tips.
He stuck those needles in me. I swear to God, they were like lawn darts. Like I stopped talking. I was like, what the fuck? And he's like, just don't choke on your gum. I'm like, don't worry, it's lodged between my teeth because I'm fucking grinding them. It hurt, and I'm like, I don't know if I just got desensitized after a while. So it's been like 3 months since I've seen him, like for a treatment.
I think
so
it's desensitized.
So I was like, whoa.
Jump up off the bed.
My God, it like even in my back and he hit my hip flexors because
Whoa.
Right, like the hip flexors. So
We
I went
all
back.
have hip flexors problem. I think it's an anatomical issue from dad's side of the family.
Well,
like
mine
the hips,
is
the hip
from
flex-
leaning forward and from not walking a lot for the last
Mine
few
was
years.
from all those spin classes. Yeah, I do work out, people.
Mine
but
is
the
not
spin
from
classes,
spinning.
it like
That
tightens
does
up
it?
that whole thing.
Well, I'm so fucking tight.
that's what my massage person told me.
So we're gonna get back to the pedicure because the more you know, you need to hear this. So I went to the gym this week. I'm like squirrel. Christ, I'm not even drinking. I'm not smoking weed. I'm not doing anything. I still fucking brain fart. So I finally met back with my trainer this week because before Christmas I wasn't there, and then it was Christmas, and then I was drinking, and then it was school. I'm fucking school. I am losing my mind. I was sick, and so I haven't been back, and he was sick, and so finally I go back this
Everybody's
week,
sick.
right? And I'm like, we're just basically gonna stretch today because like everything's fucking stiff and tight and sore or whatever. So not sore, but just tight and stiff. So he's like, okay, down on the mat. So it takes me like I had to walk like a dog. I had to turn around 16 times and look at it, like me getting in a chair at the nail salon. I have to figure out how I'm gonna go about getting on the floor.
I've never seen such a thing.
So I get down on the floor, and I'm trying to stretch, and I am.
You can't get up. You're like, oh, I've fallen,
Everything
I
was
can't get up.
so stiff and tight. So the one thing, I'm laying on my stomach and my arms are out front, and I'm laying straight and flat, and I have to bring this knee up to this arm. You slide. So if this is
it's
my
like a
leg,
Spider-Man.
you
It's
slide
like a
your
spider thing.
right. So this leg, easy peasy. It's up and back, whatever. This leg, I gotta fucking. It's like. And stops halfway, and Tom's like, really? Can you get any further? I'm like, okay.
Did he push it?
So finally, and wait, and there's a backstory here. There's a backstory.
Like a back story or your back?
Like a backstory. So this is the first time I've met with him, right? And so I've been sleeping in, and then I kind of have a leisure because I've been sick. Leisurely morning, have my coffee, and you have your morning regular schedule, literally regular.
Oh, yeah.
So Monday I had the unfortunate day of not having a sit down, as I call it, with my nephew. Your morning constitutional, whatever you
Why
want
does
to
it
call
always
it.
go to poo?
A poo, right? So Tuesday, it was a fast forward to Tuesday morning, and I had to go to the gym, and on my way there, I'm like, oh my God, I haven't paid since Sunday. I'm like, oh my God. So lay down on my stomach. I'm like, okay, I think I'm okay. But I'm like, please don't fart. And look, we've all been there. I know it. You've all been to the gym at some point, and either you're squeezing your cheeks on the treadmill, or you're in fucking whatever spin class with your ass in someone's face, thinking, by the love of Christ and all that's holy in this world, do not let me have a fucking fart right now. So here I am on the
my
floor.
God.
Right? I'm doing okay. But finally, because I'm so stiff, Tom goes, okay, roll over on your back. I'm going to stretch you.
Like a turtle.
right? So I lay down on my back, right, and he takes my right leg, and I'm just supposed to relax, which is hard for me. He's like, relax, just loosen up, like relax. So I try to relax, and he takes my right leg, and he picks it up, and he stands in back of it, and then he pushes. So my right foot is like over here, right?
It's
so he's
stretching
pushing
you.
it, and I have to breathe in and then breathe out so we can push it further. So we keep doing this.
That's childbirth right there.
All of a sudden, I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, because there's so much pressure because like my leg is like over here, you know, like by my head. And I'm like, it's amazing. Only the right leg. I'm not flexible with the left one, fucking tight. So, but I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna fucking fart. I'm going to fucking fart. I'm like, oh my God. And it's like 2 days worth. I was horrified. I did not. But for an hour, I was like, I'm gonna have to cut this short. I'm gonna have to just say I don't feel well, I have to leave. Like I was literally ready to just like grab my mat and fucking haul out the door if I had to.
Oh my God.
So, right? But we've all been there. I mean,
I would
we've
have
all
loved
been
it if
there.
you would have farted.
I mean, I would horrify. And I've known this guy
You
since
might not ever go back to.
I would never. Well, I've known him, and he said to me at Christmas that we've known each other for so long, and it's true because I met him before I was 30. I was like 29, and he was like fresh out of college and was a new trainer.
That is
at the
a long
gym, right? We
time.
know each other a long time, and in all those years, I have never.
Did you tell him
never,
this? Did you tell him this?
Was I never tooted?
Yeah, in front of him.
I didn't want to point it out.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm sure
I was
he'd be
like-
aware of it
No,
if I did.
I was like I was shocked
I'm
that
sure,
you were going to
but
be
maybe I
saying that.
will. I'll save that for like our 30th anniversary or something. So okay.
Ugh.
So the salon. So last week, if you remember, and we apologized last week, I didn't have the goddamn thing plugged in. It's the beginning.
The first
stuff.
10 minutes.
And if there's feedback today, look, people, we're sorry. We have
It's
to have the
freezing.
fucking fan on out here. It is goddamn cold. So
It makes for the hominess of the little YouTuber.
right. Hopefully, it's not loud in the background. It's behind the microphones. Okay, so
Just
so
pretend you're
if you
here
remember,
having coffee with us. It's going to be loud.
We exited last week and we're going to the nail salon because you had the bum toe because you fucking cut it.
Well, yeah, but I had bad
your
nails.
nail
I peeled them
polish
off. I peeled it off.
Hang on, hold please.
I look like white trash. I look like Debbie Downer
That's
at the
nice.
dry cleaners.
Debbie Downer at the dry cleaners.
I don't know. It just all rhymed.
Debbie Downer is like when you're sad, like Eeyore, like all the
I
time.
know, but like she would peel her
Okay.
nail polish off. I'm trying to find this thing about the crack.
Well, hold on, we're gonna get to the crack. We got it all today, people. We got it all. Okay, so we go to the nail salon, and now I have toenail polish on my toes left over from our Halloween pedicure.
But you
It's
always
like-
have it on.
Always, like it's all black purple. Now, normally in season when my toes are out, you know, like April, May through October. Because I don't usually wear socks. My toes are done, like at least monthly, if not like every 3 weeks. Like my feet are in, my toes at least are in good shape. I don't know what my heels look like because I can't be out there and have a look. Like I don't care. Anyway, so, pardon me. So I go in, and she takes off the polish. And those of you that have polish on your toes all the time, I've had polish on my toes since I moved to Philadelphia in 2000.
Like nonstop.
So nonstop, except for like the occasional whatever. Like in the winter, I usually just like let it peel off and like get like I do like a Christmas pedicure and then usually like one around my birthday. So like whatever, kind of have like a 6 week stretch or a 2 month stretch, however long it takes.
But
So-
it's never off. Like
It
there's
was
like
off
remnants.
all of my toes except for the big toe,
Right.
But because that little patch just like stays on where it hasn't rubbed off. And if you remember, and for those of you that are new and haven't heard this before, so I cut my toe right underneath the toenail with the
Right.
fucking very dangerous metal Christmas decoration. And so it finally has healed. It took a little longer because, you know, I probably needed a fucking stitch
Excuse
or two. Nice. Not right. I mean, we're drinking stuff, so we're going to burp. It is what it is.
It's coffee.
So, so the girl says to me, the lady says to me, like, so it's yellowed. What happens is, it looks like, if you ever
It
see a
looks
picture
white.
of like a toenail fungus, it almost looks like that.
No,
but it's
that's
not.
like yellow. This is white.
Okay, so it's like, it's a mark underneath where the polish is staying on. And it's like midway up my toe because you know, the toe has grown since my last pedicure. And so she said to me, you know, we really shouldn't put polish on this. Like, you need to let your toes breathe, and this is the time of year to do it. I'm like, well, can't you just buff that off? So in almost 25 years, no one has ever said to me, leave
Nobody
the
went-
polish
yeah.
off. Like, you know, you need to let these breathe. This is not good for you. And I was like, well, just buff it off. And you chimed in like, no,
They did
because
that to this finger on my wedding day. The nail
Oh.
was so thin. Of course, it's this finger, my ring finger. When she put the nail polish on, I went straight through the roof. That's how thin
why'd
it
you
was.
let her buff it like that?
I didn't know. It was my
Oh.
wedding day, and she was putting on fake nails. This was,
Oh.
you know, back in the late 90s. It hurt so bad. It was swollen.
Oh God, well that was a fuck up of some kind. But I
know it hurts.
So I was like, well, just buff it out, and no, because it thins the nail, and then your nail will split. I'm like, okay, okay, fine. Fuck it. I need sort of trauma to my toes. And she's
You
like,
should
need
have
to.
seen your face.
Well, I was
You
horrified because
should
they
have
look
seen
fucking
your
awful.
face.
I mean, the rest of my toes look fine, but the big toe is like
Well, that's debatable.
discolored. I mean, look, my feet have a nice angular downcline, right? Decline. They're wide. Anyway, so she did. Well, then my ass was fucking thoroughly chapped because she did the whole pedicure but didn't paint them, and it still cost the goddamn same amount. So I thought it would be
Well,
cheaper.
she did paint them with nail strengthener.
She put a little
and,
strengthener
like, a
on.
top
She didn't
coat.
put 2 coats in a top coat. She said, "Do you
just
want the
strengthener.
strengthener?"
Okay.
I'm glad I said yes because I was paying the same whether I had the fucking strengthener or not.
Well, hey, people are playing with your feet. I mean, come on.
But I gave her a good tip like I always do, but because she didn't talk about me in sometimes they talk about you in a different language. It's true, they do.
That's a good
Not all
Saturday-
the time.
that's a good
When they
Saturday
say
Night
something
Live.
and then they all look at you, you know they're talking about you. Anyway, so can you stop scrolling?
I'm trying
you
to
can find
find
the
the
crack
thing.
in a minute. We'll get back to the crack. So I had to wear socks yesterday. One, because it was cold, but also
Thank God.
more importantly, I was like, I could not have him have my foot in his hands. And the heater stopped. Why the fuck the heater stop?
Maybe it got overheated?
Oh, they both stopped. We lost power. Sons of bitches.
Or did you blow the,
Maybe I blew the fuse. It was too much. They were both on high.
yeah.
God damn it.
Okay, well, let's go
look.
on. We'll just...
I'm about to put the fur back on. It's going to get cold. Okay, anyway. So the point here is you got to keep the polish off and let them breathe. And now is the time
It's winter.
because it's winter and no one's going to see them. So I have to let it grow out. And what I said to her, I'm like, it's not fungus, right? Like, it's not fungus. She's like, no. It's just, it's...
As she's wearing plastic gloves, as she should,
As
too.
she should, yes. But so it's now I know. And I said to her, I'm like, how is it in decades of getting pedicures has nobody ever said to me, you need to let, because it's been there for decades. I mean, I've had polish on my toes for decades, except for like the little patch, but even that stays on because I don't take it off. Whatever wears off between pedicures in the winter months, it is what it is. Because I don't usually, and I do let them kind of breathe in the winter a little while here
Why
and
don't
there.
you show us your toes?
No, I can't. First of all, I can't get my leg up to show you because that would involve hips that fucking work correctly, right? So, the more you know. Take the polish off and let your fuckers breathe.
Now you know.
Now you know.
Don't put clear polish on it. Clogs it. You need to...
Right, you have to use a strengthener. And so we have crack stories for you. I mean, look, how can you not have crack stories? So we live in the Philadelphia area, and my husband is a Philadelphia Eagles fan, and he is
Die hard.
He's a season ticket holder. So now they've had 2 playoff games, so they're about to have a third.
Go Birds!
Go Birds! And so
God.
EAGLES
Everybody
Eagles.
says that. I went to the bank, and the guy's like, the teller's like, at the end, I'm like, have a great day. He's like, Go Birds!
Christ,
Everybody
anyway,
does it here.
I don't.
It's a greeting.
Probably 'cause
It's a
I'm not from
greeting
here, but-
or salutation or
It's like Merry
bye.
Christmas, but it's like Go
Go
Birds.
Birds.
Anyway, so he gets home from the game, right? And it fucking snowed, and it looked hellacious. And they took the train,
The subway.
I don't even know. It's like planes, trains, and automobiles.
Yeah, but it's not the train. It's like the subway.
well, they drove to the.
the Broad Street line.
Well, no, they drove to the 69th
69th
Street,
still a
which
trolley.
was, pardon me, a trolley. They took the trolley, which then took them to whatever. Anyway, so they get on. So he's telling me he gets home. He's like taking all of his
Many layers.
layers off. Sorry, I've got this residual fucking cough. It is so annoying, and I know it's annoying for you to listen to it. It's even more fucking annoying for me to have to fucking do it constantly. I apologize. So I should call him out here to tell this story. Pardon me. So they're on the train. He and his friend are on the train on the way back, and some guy goes to light up his fucking crack pipe.
I thought it was a woman.
No, it's a dude.
I told the story wrong.
And I'm not surprised. And this other guy was like, these 2 guys were like, dude, you're not going to fucking light that, right? You're not going to smoke that shit around us. And I guess there were all these needles on the floor all around him. He's like, what, is this mess yours too? I was like, oh my God, they're lucky he didn't get, like, one of those guys didn't get, because that worries me. This shit happens. Some crazy fucking crack whore or crackhead on the train picks up a dirty needle and fucking gets you. And then you have Christ knows what. And then you got the fucking HIV and you got this and that. And all kinds of every disease under the sun that's going to fucking kill you. Pardon me. So I was like, you need to be careful on the train. God, please be careful on the train. So speaking of crack whore, which you can find your crack story then. So when I used to teach, I had a parent who literally, I was told but the neighbor told me she literally was a crack whore. So I remember Sean was little, and he gets words into his like whatever, and he repeats
he's a
them.
praxic. They get in his motor plan, so then he just
repeats it over and
not
over
like
again.
Tourette's. It's a different thing.
No, I think he does have Tourette's. He does have Tourette's.
I've not been diagnosed with that,
But he definitely does. He definitely does. So, and he understands when I'm like, you got to get your Tourette's under control. Because I'm really patient with it for a little while, but then after a while, like...
She is not.
Like the one summer...
Jesus Christ, stop!
I do not. I'm like... I usually
not with that, but with other things.
But, like, so one summer when he said residue...
Oh, yeah, residue.
He was like swimming around the pool. He's like, residue. I'm like, if you say it again, I'm getting out. Because it was like an hour later, I'm like, you got to stop saying it. He's like, reza. And he's swimming away. Do. And he was like, so we'd break it up. I mean, it was amusing. It's amusing now. It was maddening. And then so we got to this point where we're on vacation.
They're always fun words that he says.
We were Ophelia, that song Ophelia that he played, and there was like Ophelia. Like, anyway, so we were on vacation, and we had forbid him to say the word residue like anymore because we're all like it's been a summer of the fucking word residue.
And he says it just like that.
Right? And so right, that's not how I say it, that's how he says it. And then he would be like, if you got mad, he's like, resit, and then like, go away, do. Like, so like, he like catch himself, but he had to finish saying it. So he's been forbidden to say it. We're on vacation with Mom and Dad. You were out getting a coffee somewhere, and Dad's out cleaning and letting the dishwasher, and he's like, this goddamn dishwasher left residue. The dishes are clean, but there's a residue. And Sean looks up and looks at all of us, and then fucking howls laughing. He's like, Granddad said residue. And then you walk the door, he's like, Granddad said residue. We all laughed. Oh my God. Anyway, so
he gets things stuck in his motor plan.
I was babysitting. I was watching him. Like Patrick had like drum lessons where it was like a Wednesday afternoon. So I'm there watching Sean, and he was still learning how to talk. Like he would learn a word or hear a word and repeat it over and over again. But like there weren't always complete sentences. So I was on the phone with my friend, and I'm telling her about this crack whore parent that I had, right? And he started crack whore. I'm like, oh my God. Like I cannot have him going to school saying,
you can't,
I
can't.
Right?
I'm going to get a phone call.
I mean, it's one thing when he's like, calls the nurses like fucking asshole.
Right, that's
different. And he didn't learn those words from me. He did not learn those from me. But crack whore, I mean, like, fucking bitch or asshole, you can kind of get away with that.
You can
crack
explain it away. Like,
different.
You can't really explain away crack whore.
So he started saying it, and I'm in a full-on panic. So I'm like, oh my God, what can I do? So I started singing Jimmy Crack Corn. Jimmy Crack Corn, and I don't care.
I come home, and I walk in the door, and she's singing this. I'm like, what?
And I don't know any other words besides Jimmy Crack Corn, and I don't care. I don't know what the other words are. But so then he tried to say Jimmy Crack Corn, but it was a lot for him to say. But it stopped him then from saying
thank God.
Crack whore. So then. And then I could not say, and then I was like, I really got to watch what I say because I cannot have him saying.
Can you imagine being the parent of a kid who has speech therapy daily for 45 minutes because he's learning to speak? This is when he's like 4.
I'm freezing.
And I have to go in and explain how my kid that doesn't say much is now saying crack whore. That's not going to go over real well. Not going to go over real well.
God, do you have cold out
Meanwhile, my husband was saying crack whore around him too. And I'm like, you can't do that.
You can't do it.
I mean, we're a house that swears. My kids swear. Whatever. I don't give a shit. Obviously. They're going to hear it. I don't care. Better hear it from me than, like, God only knows what on the bus.
So
speaking of the bus, Sean says a word that I was like, how do you know what that is? He called somebody a dickhead the other day.
I
know, but we don't say that at home. I'm like, where did he get that?
John probably does.
No, he's like, on the bus. I heard it on the bus. I'm like,
oh. Joe calls the one neighbor dickhead.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to say his first name, but yeah. Anyway.
He told me he heard it on the bus. If he heard it from Joe, he would have told me Joe.
Maybe he doesn't like to throw Joe under the bus. He's learned other very bad words from Joe, usually while driving. Anyway, okay. Pardon me. So speaking of words and language and talking, so I told you all I'm reading this book.
Wait, I have my crack story.
Oh, sorry, crack story. We'll get back to that. Sorry.
So I'm reading in the paper today that there are rats in New York City at the police department. Not all of them. I guess it's like where some of the evidence is held, that are eating the weed and the crack and all that stuff that's in the evidence room because they haven't disposed of it yet.
And why don't they use plastic bins instead of cardboard?
They have evidence from century-old cases. This was in the news, because
not anymore.
Somebody was saying they wanted to get rid of but I'm talking files and things that are like almost a century old, so they said. But they don't want to get rid of it because now there's DNA and there are cold cases and they're being able to figure those out.
Well, they get rid of the rats.
But the point of this story is that they're saying somebody is saying that they need to clean it out and they need to get rid of the weed and they can't really like how are they going to dispose of it?
If it's old, it's not working anymore anyway. It's like it goes.
But the other things like the crack and all the other things.
It goes
bad, sour.
Bad, yeah. It stops being effective. Like any other medicine, like it stops. Like a Tylenol that's 30 years old isn't gonna fucking do anything.
But the rats are eating this.
Ew.
Just like we have the dolphins in the ocean or the whales eating cocaine. That's a true story. Saw it on ABC News.
Oh, the cocaine
off the Gulf of Mexico. Yeah.
It's a good waste to
So,
cocaine.
I mean,
right there.
it's really not probably good for the animals.
Well, no, it's not good for the animals.
Yeah.
Christ.
So at any rate, so the rats, you don't have to, not only they're carrying
Well, maybe they'll
pizza
just kill
around,
the rats then.
It's not.
Maybe they should go put some food poisoning. Christ, some rat poisoning in with the
weed.
In with the weed.
Well,
and
maybe
then-
they have, but I just thought it was funny because they're eating. It's evidence, and it's like pounds. I forget how many pounds
My
they said
God.
they have in this one evidence room. Yeah, I was like, oh well, now we have some fun rats.
Well, also on the news. Speaking of things, you were telling me that they are selling snow from the Eagles game, which is fucking absurd.
Heard
Fucking
on the news.
absurd.
Heard on the news. Not just here. It made the national news. Good Morning America. The Eagles. I don't know who it is. I don't think it's the Eagles.
It's in the Philadelphia
management.
Eagles, not
yeah, the
like
Philadelphia Eagles, not the bird.
Birds.
The Philadelphia Eagles won their game last week, which was a good thing. They're in playoffs. So, and it snowed. It snowed like hell. They couldn't see the field. They had to get out that snow blower thing.
Oh, is that what they?
like,
I
a leaf
wondered if someone
blower.
got and shovel.
A leaf
Like,
blower.
what did they do?
I
came
saw
into the
them
game
doing
late.
using leaf blower.
Okay.
They couldn't really see the lines. They had the lines going this way, but on TV they only marked them, with the TV. But at any rate, so what was I saying? Oh, they packaged up the snow in pints and were selling it for $50 a pint. And it sold out within 2 hours. Now I don't know how many. I don't know how many pints they had, but they sold them for $50, and they sold out.
And what are you doing with the snow? It fucking melted by the time you get home.
No, they're putting it on dry ice. I can't imagine what. Maybe the $50 was part of the shipping
what
cost.
What are the proceeds
I don't
go
know.
to? Like the Autism Foundation?
I don't
or
know. It didn't say. 'Cause
something?
I don't think the Eagles themselves are selling it.
The people who had to shovel to clear the fucking stadium?
I don't know. Obviously, somebody's had to get permission, but it's been what's the word?
Authenticated?
Authenticated.
It's been authenticized. Authenticated.
Yes, authenticated.
Jesus
I couldn't think of it.
Christ.
Authenticated. It's been authenticated.
Authenticized.
So you know when you're getting
Oh my God.
that it's truly from the field.
It's the most absurd thing I've fucking
It's just
ever
the
heard.
snow for $50. Hey, somebody just made a mint. I don't think it was the Eagles organization that's doing this. I don't think it's a Philadelphia Eagles organization. It's somebody else.
I can't feel my toes.
But how do you get down there and get all that snow? I mean, who thought of that? Like, you have to get that
It's
snow
so
and, like,
absurd.
where are you putting it?
In buckets on dry ice, apparently. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, until you decide to get the containers.
Oh, cool necklace.
I've had it.
Oh, excuse
Yeah, so
me.
that was my story. Okay.
Okay, so last week I was telling you all
Your book.
about my book. Here's the cover of it. Sociopath, a memoir, right? It's a fascinating read. It is very, very
Who's
good.
it by?
Patrice Gagne, Gagne, PhD. So I'm reading the other night. So the backstory, right? So she is now in college at UCLA. And her roommate is, where do they speak Mandarin? Is that China? So her roommate is Chinese from China, like off the boat, and has a box that she speaks into. So this is back in the 90s, that she speaks into in Mandarin, and then it comes out
English.
in English, and then Patrice, as the roommate, speaks to her roommate in English through the box, and it comes out in Mandarin.
Right. So this is before, obviously, cell phones where you could have it do it.
Obviously before cell phones. She's like my age-ish. So it's like early 90s. So
Fuck, my toes are cold.
I know it is freezing out here. We might have to wrap this the fuck up, or like take the phone and go inside. So she's talking about like being a sociopath. She discovers that she's not a psychopath; she's a sociopath. She's been studying psychology at university, right?
It's a good thing she's not the other.
So hang on, I've got to read this part to you. Oh fuck, hang on a minute.
What's going on?
I marked. There we go. My bookmarker. Thank you note from Aunt Bonnie. So I've been using that, but that I used anyways. Okay, so So she's exclaiming to the roommate that she's not a psychopath, she's a serial killer. And then she said,
she's a serial
I mean,
killer?
a sociopath. She's not a psychopath, she's a sociopath. Because she knows that she's doing shit wrong, but she can't really help it. But she's not doing anything violent because she knows, like...
This kind of sounds like you're
she
on the
knows.
spectrum.
She calls it sociopath, sociopathic spectrum, I think is what she calls it. Because she can see, after doing all this research, she's on this spectrum of it, where she definitely is, because she's like done all of, like, if you can answer 3 or more of these yes, then you are. But she's not, like, she understands that she needs to have control over it.
Right.
So she has this, I was laying it on thick. The intensity of my outburst, more than slightly exaggerated. I loved making Kimmy, the Mandarin speaking roommate, I loved making Kimmy freak out. Something about it delighted me past the point of rational thought.
Oh. And you find that amusing?
That she likes to fuck with her roommate. I find it so amusing. So then,
Poor roommate.
the roommate also now, she's left, and Patrice calls it machine. So machine is what they use, like not the machine, but like machine. Like it's another roommate. And now Kimmy stops using machine, much to her dismay, because she really liked the computerized, like, back and forth. She loved it.
God.
And then hang on, there's another part. God damn it. Kimmy swallowed hard and nodded. That sounds nice, she said again. Then she retreated into the back of her side of the closet, where she liked to go when she felt overwhelmed.
That's the roommate that retreated to the closet.
So the roommate was like, what the fuck? And, like, goes into the closet and hides whenever she's feeling overwhelmed.
I'm surprised she didn't put in for a roommate swap or change or something.
Right? I was surprised too, but well, she's not really there a lot, because she goes out in the middle of the night and steals cars.
Who steals cars? The Mandarin speaking roommate? The other one, the sociopath. Oh.
But kind of like she has, like, permission to do it. So she's going to frat parties.
Who the fuck has given her permission to steal cars?
She was at a frat party. So she's going to frat parties to watch people. She likes
Oh
to
my God.
hide and watch
that
people.
That would be fucking
right?
hysterical.
So that she's trying to understand, like, how to behave socially. And she found that going to friends or whatever, classmates were inviting her. So she went to one.
You can learn a lot at a frat party.
And that's what she said. She's like, I learned.
Especially about society.
Like, she learned, like, if you touch someone, because people, as soon as they meet her, because she's so apathetic, they think they can kind of sense there's something off about her. So she learned, like, if you smile and, like, put your hand on someone, it like lets their guard down. It makes them more comfortable. So she's learning.
It depends on who's putting their hand on me.
She's a piece of fucking creeper and then you gotta slug him. But speaking of slugging someone, I have got to tell you what Joe said this morning. Okay. Oh my God. So, oh my God, it's fucking freezing. It is cold. So anyway, so she goes to a frat party and then she discovered, like, sitting in the corner watching people, like, was kind of like people like, what the fuck? What
Wait
are
a
you
minute.
doing?
Let's just backtrack. Let me stop here. I went to we went to a huge university where there's a large Greek population. I've been to my fair share of fraternity parties. Nobody is sitting in any corner.
Well, if you let me finish.
Because if you don't let them sit in the corner.
Right, so she
You're
did.
like, what the
so
fuck?
that was like people were like, what are you doing? So while she's trying to fit in, it's people like, what? Why are you just sitting in the corner? So then she would try to, like, hide, like, just like find like a chair somewhere. And then she found that one fraternity especially had like a little room you could like slide. It has like a pocket door, so she could kind of like sit back there. But so this one drunk guy comes in and he thinks he knows her and he doesn't, but she's talking to him and she knows how to behave and she's talking to him in the right social manner. And then he's like, can you go get me a pack of smokes? And he's obviously, so he gives her his keys, and what she then takes for a joyride. Oh, and his wallet. He gives her his wallet also to go buy smokes for him. And she drives the car around, and then she's like, this is great. And then she started making a habit of finagling, like, or she would, like, just get the keys off of some drunk guy and then come back with, like, a bag of chips and be like, here. And he's like, oh, wait, what's this? And she's like, remember you asked me to go get chips for you? And then, like, he's like, oh, right, because they're taking advantage of the drunk. Anyway, but so then she would come back in at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and Kimmy would get awake and like go off on her, like, through the machine.
There's
because
something
she's a
not
light
right
sleeper,
that we're finding.
right?
About
But the fact that
we're
she's like
laughing
that
about
she
this.
found it so amusing to make her freak. Anyway, I thought it was most amusing, and then I'm like,
That's
right,
something you
am
would
I
do.
a fucking sociopath because I find this amusing?
I was gonna say that's something you would.
I mean, I
do,
had to
go
stop
in
and think.
terrorize.
Like the one thing, like someone, if someone falls down, she's like, someone fell down, and she's just like watching, kind of like to see what everybody else does. But she's not about to get up and go over and help them because it's so. They talk about the emotion. People, I'm telling you, read this book. Like, the psychological point of it is fascinating, but also like just like her stories of it, like you're born with, and I forget however many, like 7 whatever, like emotions like
I forget
anger,
my child's psych class.
sorrow. And I know I learned all this in college.
I got
don't
the
know.
anger down pat.
Anger, sorrow, like whatever. But other ones you would learn, like being empathetic, like you would learn that.
The soft skills.
It's considered social emotions. So she doesn't have those. So she's trying to learn how to get them so that she's not like, you know,
your social
some
IQ.
kind of freak or whatever, right? So, and then I started thinking, because like when people fall, I often laugh, and not always
You
because I
laugh
find
at
it
anything
amusing.
serious.
Well, I do.
You
'cause
laughed
it's
when
like
I took a header in the pool, for God's sake.
It's like a nervous type thing, I think. But then I thought, oh my God, I'm like a fucking sociopath. But she doesn't laugh or find it amusing. She just watches because she's not inclined to like go help. But then I was remembering this one time I was having happy hour after work. I was still teaching, and I was walking with my friend Ellen, and I just fucking bit it on the sidewalk. Like I went down. And this guy's walking behind us with his fucking yoga mat. He just walks around, just not even like a, hey, are you okay? I mean, my friend Ellen, she's like this big, right? And then there's me. And she's like, oh my God, she's like trying to help me up. I'm like, look, you're about to come down with me. Like you are not going to help me up off this fucking pavement, right? And so, but the guy just walks by, not even a glance or whatever.
But that's in Philadelphia.
I thought, he's a fucking sociopath. He's
That's
a
in
sociopath.
Philadelphia.
Anyway, so.
Meanwhile, we're in O'Hara Airport this summer, flying out to Utah.
Isn't that O'Hare?
O'Hara, whatever.
O'Hare. It's O'Hare.
It's in Chicago Airport, which is
O'Hare.
huge and not necessarily the nicest. Utah, Salt Lake City. You need to check that out. So anyhow,
You mentioned it last time.
You
You
might
stop
want to
talking
have your
about-
wedding reception. It's
Stop
so
talking
nice.
about the Utah
No,
airport.
It's
Stop.
so nice. You want to have your wedding reception there. You do. I'm not kidding you. And it's pretty. So
should've brought
anyhow,
gloves.
so Mom is behind me. We're getting on the
You
little
just told
like.
this story when she fell into you.
Oh yeah, sorry. Oh.
We just like 2 weeks ago you were telling the story.
But at least my
Sorry.
point with telling it again.
Did anybody help?
That two
Right.
people helped her. That's my point
Right.
of revisiting the story, was that two gentlemen helped Mom. I turn around and she's on the ground and two guys are lifting her up.
When I fell down, I broke my foot on the airplane because I was wearing flip flops. Don't wear flip flops. No one really asked if I was okay. I mean, Joe of course did, but like
You weren't.
I
An
think the
older
guy
lady.
in front of me might have.
You weren't an older lady.
I broke my fucking foot. Okay, wait. So we're gonna have to wrap this up soon because it is so fucking cold out here. So Joe, okay. So the neighbors. So the neighbors hate us and we hate them. So it's a fucking mutual at least. So this one fucktard across the street from us, right? We've never even interacted with him, and he doesn't even have it. He was not part of the whole thing where the kids were terrorizing us and we had to get the police involved. He's a douche. So he snowblows the entire block except for in front of our house. Right?
I mean, that's really just like a big.
And he's done that. This happened even before we
Ouch.
had the issue with the fucking asshole kids.
Oh my God.
So I don't know what the problem is. But he's
just
so,
a douche.
So he's a douche. So the other day, I had a rager on Sunday, right? I was fucking raging because he did this, right? And then
I called her and she is.
I was
hot.
like, I'm either gonna have to fucking learn voodoo or I'm gonna go shit on his fucking doormat. Like I'm just gonna go shit at the front.
I want to see you shit. He probably has Arlo, so you
So
don't
I
want to
can't,
do
right?
that.
But then I'm like, I gotta learn, like, I gotta do something, right? So and then I looked up, I'm like, I'm gonna buy him a card with, you can buy it on Amazon. They have a set of cards with the middle finger.
Oh
And I'm
no,
gonna-
no! You know what? It doesn't come with a remote. It's a hand, and you can do this. You can do this.
No, I'm not gonna spend money on that. I'm gonna buy a set of cards with the fuck you on it,
got
and
it.
then write on the inside of it, I wish you the day, the month, and the year, and the lifetime that you deserve. You're a motherfucker. And go and put it in the mail. I still might, because I don't want to be getting into voodoo either. But
Oh my
look,
God.
and I can't shit on his doorstep either. So the next best thing then is to tell him to go fuck himself in a card. Anyway, so then so then the other neighbor, we have a storm drain at the end of our driveway between us and Switzerland. We call the other neighbor Switzerland because they're actually very nice. And
You're giving away too much information.
people
are
don't
gonna-
fucking know who Switzerland is. Only people who know exactly. It doesn't matter. Look. So the guy, he shoveled his snow from the driveway. He didn't shovel the sidewalk because the neighbor did the sidewalk for him. But he shoveled his driveway and put all the snow in front of the storm drain. So, which is now iced over.
Right, which is now
So
clogged.
when the snow melts, it's going to pool at the end of our driveway and his driveway and turn into a sheet of ice. But there's no way. Like I got out there with my thing, the scraper for the fucking window for the car, and was trying to hack
We have
at
an
it.
ice chopper.
I
Like it's
know,
just a
I
blade.
know. I need to. I got a little clearing at the end of it, so as long as there's at least one spot
Right, it
where the
can
water
flow
can
down.
drain. So Joe comes in this morning and he's like, I need to get my anger under control. I'm like,
Wait, he needs to do what?
he come up from the gym and he's like, I really need to get my anger under control. I'm like, oh, somebody got in the treadmill next to you again today. When there's a bunch, right?
That is pet
because someone
peeve.
did it yesterday
Don't
to him, and then
fucking get
she
next
put
to me
her.
when you-
There were a whole bunch open yesterday. She got on the one next to him and then proceeded to get on the phone on speaker and have a conversation.
That is not allowed at the gym, and I'm not just saying that. That's like a rule.
Everyone does it. At Planet Fitness, they all fucking do it. It's
Fuck
maddening.
you. You shouldn't do it. It's annoying.
there you have it. It
And
is
nobody
annoying.
wants to hear your
I
conversation.
don't understand why people do it. Also, I don't want people hearing my conversation.
No, that's what I'm saying. Nobody wants
Earbuds,
to hear
people-
it, and people
anyway.
don't want to hear what I'm saying.
So I asked
I might
him,
be arrested.
So he comes in, right, and he's like, I need to get my anger under control. I'm like, someone get on the treadmill next to you. And he's like, no. He's like, what did he say? What did he say? I wish I had it verbatim. He said, I really want to go get, he goes, I'm so pissed off about the fucking storm drain. I really want to go get a fucking shovel and beat him to death. Or I really want to beat him to death with the shovel. I want to just beat him to death with a shovel.
Oh my
is what he
god!
said.
This is now out there. So if something happens and there's a shovel involved, Joe could really be in trouble.
So I was like,
Oh my god, that's hysterical.
right. So I was like, right. I'm like, okay, let's
Control.
take a breath. Let's take a breath.
Did you
we're
say
gonna,
that? Did
We're
you
gonna
say that?
have to go to like a
Counseling?
no.
Anger management?
I don't know. Do you pronounce it Reiki or Reiki? We're gonna need to go to like Reiki and have like someone just like take out like rub your fucking hands over top of me and pull out all the negative energy that you can muster. They're gonna have to like go and get like exercised after it or something. Like, right? I mean, it's
My negative energy
rage.
keeps me going.
The rage.
The
So-
rage keeps me going.
excuse me. So we both just had this fucking rage of the neighbor. So then I'm out there this morning, you know, with the
Oh god,
fucking,
I wish I would have seen that.
excuse me, with the thing trying to chip the fucking block of ice with the
keep your-
plastic.
To keep your husband from having the rage on the neighbors with the
But then
shovel.
I had the rage because it wouldn't fucking chip because it's a solid block of fucking ice. And I was like, I'm gonna go inside.
Does your
I'm
hair
gonna go
dryer
inside.
reach? You could plug it in and
No. So yeah. So
we don't really like all of our neighbors pretty much for the most
they
part.
don't like you
No, only one of them.
because your
they're
son's
all
a terrorist.
Well, he's not. I mean, come on. It sounds like he's not robbing the houses or anything. Just
No,
stop.
just damage.
So, but they all like him. I
I
mean,
mean, how can you not like him? He's adorable.
yeah. I mean, so
He's
anyhow,
not.
no, I forgot. Oh, every time we order food, and sometimes my Amazon packages and Target. I don't know what it is about the Target packages. I think they're coming UPS or FedEx. I don't know, but whoever
So
is
the local
delivering
Target
them,
delivery. They
they
have their own guy.
fucking deliver them to the house next door, which is clearly not our house. Does not have our number on it.
Did you ever contact them to contact the store to tell them?
No, because I don't order from Talbot's as often. It's the driver.
Talbot's or Target?
I mean Target, because Target. I mean they have the house number right on the shipping label.
Christ.
Or our food delivery, the number's on there.
Well, the food delivery guys pretty much know you now.
But they all, but not last night. But they all go to their house, and I have to apologize. So anyhow, last night our food got delivered. Yeah, we ordered out to the neighbors, and John has it on his app, and he's like, "Our food's here." Sean, can you go to the door and get our food? Our food's here. I didn't hear anybody at the door, so Sean comes out and he looks. He's like, "There's no food." John's like, "It's here. The car says it's here. It's right
not.
on our street."
It's not here.
So Sean goes out and he stands outside. He's like, in the freezing cold. He's like, "It's not here." John goes, "Oh, well, what is he at the end of the driveway?" Sean goes, "No, it went to the neighbors." So it did go to the neighbors. So I texted the neighbor, said, "Our son's coming over because they have."
you have to alert the neighbor that he's going to be on their property.
Well, no, I mean, that makes it sound bad, but I wanted them to know. I mean, it's nighttime, it's dark, and there's somebody, and they have the Ring doorbell thing, so it goes off, like the sensor thing when somebody's there. So, I mean, and it's dark, and they don't have a light right by their door, so I didn't want them to think, you know. So I said, "My son's coming over. Sorry, we have my stuff delivered to your house." And sometimes I get a message saying my thing is delivered, whatever it is, package.
it's not. FedEx does
And
it
I
all the
look
time.
over,
Oh.
and there's my package.
over somebody else's?
So I have to
I get
text
the
her and say,
notification.
"Can I come over and get my package?"
I get the notification, but they've usually like at the end of the day, and then they just decide that they're done for the day, and they're not coming around to make the final whatever. Yeah,
I mean, very innocently, and
the final drop off. They bring it the next day.
we get along with this particular neighbor, but and very innocently, they've opened some of our packages from Amazon because they order a lot from
Right,
Amazon.
I mean-
So do I, and they just start slicing, and they're
Yeah.
like, "This
This
isn't
is not
ours.
right.
We didn't order new sheets."
Just don't order sex toys. Don't order sex toys, people, and have them delivered to your house if you can help it, because you don't know if it's going to go to the neighbors and they're going to fucking open it. Our neighbor's sex toys, in case you're new and haven't heard that story. Yeah, it was not our sex toys going someplace else. But good to know. Good to know. Anyway, I'm gonna. My feet are fucking
Yeah,
frozen. I mean,
it's
we're gonna
time.
have to. We gotta wrap this the fuck
time.
up. Sorry, people. It's almost an hour, and I'm literally.
Well, yeah, they're
the
done.
The heat went off, and now I'm.
And my phone is freezing. It's not good for your phone to freeze.
My coffee went cold. My water's ice cold though. It's splendid, lovely. But I'm literally my feet hurt. They're so cold now, and I have socks and shoes on. So
I have to go to the grocery store.
I also need to go figure out. I need to go to the basement or have Joe go and figure out the fucking switch. Obviously, we blew a fuse
on the electrical.
with the heat. They can't both be on high, apparently.
Well, for a long period of time, I guess.
Well, that heater was only on for 2 hours. The bottom one. Anyway, look. Okay.
Have a good week.
I know, right? Have a great week.
Stay warm.
Stay warm. It's cold across the whole fucking country right now, and California has another fucking fire brewing.
They
can't.
do. Wait.
I can't.
Okay. I know we
This
said
is
we're going, but let's
craziness.
just revisit. For the first time in like 100 years, New Orleans got like 6-7 inches of snow.
It was that much. Are you sure?
Yes. Watch the news. Places, let me refrain. They showed people out in the snow in New Orleans. It was not a dusting. It was at least
Interesting.
4
I say
inches.
New Orleans.
Well, whatever, New Orleans. And then Baton Rouge got it. Part of
nice.
Texas got it. My girlfriend, their kids have been off school
Aunt
all
Bonnie
week.
sent me pictures. The kids had off school.
Southeast-
Yeah.
It was.
They had a dusting though. The picture she sent me.
Well, but there's no. Well, more
But
in
Texas doesn't know
southeast
what the
by
fuck
like
to do with
by like
snow.
Houston. My friend lives near Houston. Like that whole thing near the Gulf, they got a lot of snow. Like a lot for them, like over 2 inches.
the Gulf of America. Did you hear they're changing the name?
I can't even. We're not gonna. So and then over to Tallahassee, I got to find out how much snow Nancy got. Pensacola got 7 inches. It's also like 10 degrees.
A girl
there.
I went to high school with was posted pictures. She lives in Florida and posted pictures. Her daughter was out like in her pajamas doing a snow angel on the deck, like loving it because like they don't get snow. But the daughter was like, "It's cold. It's cold."
Yeah. North Carolina got
great.
snow, but North Carolina sometimes the Carolinas occasionally get snow more often than Florida and Louisiana. That's like once every 100 years. But I think Louisiana was like the last time they got
I mean,
snow
the
was
whole country, I
1990.
think, is just fucking frozen.
Yeah, we have this cold thing coming down from Canada, but also
Blast.
Atlanta. They showed
An
kids.
Arctic blast.
They showed kids
Arctic?
in Atlanta
Arctic.
on sleds. I'm like, where'd they get these sleds in Atlanta? Like they don't
Arctic.
usually get snow, so where are they getting these sleds lickety split to go sledding? It was on the news last night.
Well, maybe they have a winter house somewhere, and I don't know, with the garbage can lids or.
No, they were like those like little plastic sleds.
Speaking of sleds, while we're at it for a minute, the sleds with the fucking metal runners.
Oh yeah.
I mean, have they ever worked for anybody?
No, that works on like ice. You have to have that
So you
snow.
need ice,
You need
right.
you need hard. You need snow that then freezes on top. That becomes ice. That those metal runners.
Joe and I were
go
talking
on.
about that because like he had one. He's like, it never fucking worked. I'm like, we had one. And
Well,
it fucking
that was
worked.
probably before the invention of plastic. I mean, they're like an antique. You go to an antique store, and now there's the runner. And a toboggan. Do you remember the wooden toboggan we had?
Yes.
But that didn't have runners. It was just wood.
It rounded in
That
the
fucker was
Somebody's going to like
uncomfortable.
knock our fucking teeth out.
Nice
on it.
big slope around. Like
Right?
I mean,
It's amazing. It's amazing we're alive.
and for a while, even though it was broken, they hung it like one of the slats was. Dad had it hanging in the garage.
It was there for a long time.
I think it was
The
his.
thought, if I had to go sled riding right now, I'd probably just lay down in the snow and cry. Nothing about it. It's pretty when it falls, and I love the cold. Not quite this cold.
No, not quite
Give me like 35 degrees, 40 degrees. I'm
Yeah.
great with that. This is a little fucking cold for me, but also I don't like this. I don't like the snow, like to be out in it, like this gray, icy fucking shit. Like
Yeah, I don't like it
can't,
icy.
Like it's. I'm out there hacking at the ice in the driveway with, on the way up the driveway then too. After I hacked at the goddamn
yeah.
ice pile, the storm
Why don't you
drain.
get some salt?
And then we put salt down, but it's so cold, it's not.
Did you see? I don't know the whole thing of this going back to like we're not always full story people here, but somebody was throwing boiling hot water out their door.
And
They
it
went
froze and
outside
blew back at
fro-
them. I saw, yeah.
to get it to freeze when it was in the air. I mean, kind of a cool experiment, but maybe not use boiling hot water, like boiling.
Yeah, or in the wind when it's blowing back at you.
Yep.
When I was cleaning off the car on whatever day it was, Monday, I was out cleaning off the car, and I was comfortable. Like I had like a sweater on, like a scarf and my gloves, but I didn't have a coat or anything on. My boots on. I was totally comfortable because I was moving around.
I need to get boots.
The sun was like right on me. And then the snow was like powdery on top of the car, and I swished it, and then the fucking wind, it just blew it. I was like, son of a bitch. It was like all in my hair, my face, all over the front of me. I was like, God damn it. And then it kept changing direction too, which I was like, what the fuck? Like, let me get behind the wind, you know? So it blows, nope, right? I was like, okay, I'm done now. I'm gonna let it fucking melt off the car. I'm done.
We got like 4.5 inches. Sean plowed on Sunday. He was a pig. He was like a pig in mud. Loved it. Only took out one little spot of the grass.
Well, Joe got home from the Eagles game, and then before he
Snowblowed.
took off all of his winter attire, just went out and snowblowed our drive or our sidewalks and stuff. Fucking neighbor, I wish him the fucking
Doucher.
day he deserves. Joe snowblowed and then shoveled out the driveway, but also by then, like, it had kind of like it was like kind of freeze. It was getting really cold and like
really cold.
freezing down. So yeah, okay, we're now.
Okay,
we're
bye.
gonna go.
Have
Have
a
a
good
great week. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Go Birds!
Go Birds. Bye.